let's look at relative and fixed referencing. Please make sure to open up the file or download the file first from the resources section, and then open up the file called relative and fixed referencing. In the first example, we're going to look at relative, and then we're going to look at fixed referencing as well. So here in front of us, we got a little Excel file where we got our salespersons, Anna, David, and Susan, commission amount. This is their commissions in percentages, and then the quantity sold, and we need to work out what their commissions are. So now what we're going to do is select cell C6, and we're going to tell Excel we're going to do a formula, and we do this by using the assignment operator. And we're going to say to Excel, okay, Excel, take the quantity and times it by the commission value, B6 times C4, and we get 10,000 commission. And there we can see that our total populates, so total at the bottom. We're going to look at this later on as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this down, okay, and then we start getting errors. So this is where we rather use fixed referencing in a later example. So let's go Control Z, and let's go to C7, and let's repeat the exercise. 1200 times 10. There we go. And we go to the next one, and we go 1300 times 10. Hit enter, and you can see that our commission starts to populate. So let's look at a more complex scenario about using relative and fixed referencing. So let's go to cell C3, and before I start, I'm going to make errors, and the reason why I'm making these errors is on purpose to illustrate how fixed and relative referencing works. So we might do this a couple of times. Select cell C3, assignment operator, we need to work out the commissions times C1. Alright, let's look what happens. Enter. Okay, that's correct commission. Let's select cell C3 and let's drag this one down. That's not the correct commission. Let's look at what's happening in the formula. Okay, it has gone from C1 to C2. So it's moving it down, and we want it to stay fixed. Okay, so let's delete it. Go back into our formula. Go back into cell in the formula toolbar. Select between C and 1. Let's press F4. And remember, when we were talking about cell referencing, we say we're going to touch on this. So now we get $C, $1. So the $C means lock the column, and the $1 means lock the row. So it's going to always stay fixed on cell C1. So now if I select it again, hover over the green square, get my black icon, drag it down. Yes, I can in fact see my calculation is working. Let's go on to the next example. Again, we're going to say assignment operator times our commission. Okay, and now we know that we need to lock the commission, correct? Alright, so let's F4, lock that commission. Let's see if it works down. Yes, it does. Let's drag it to the right. Something's not right. Let's look at that. Okay, so now instead of E3, it is moved it to F3, and we don't want it. So let's fix that E3 quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my formula with the $F, $1, and we need to make sure that we lock E3, but we don't want to lock fix it because it should move down. The next one should be 4 and 5. So what we need to do is we need to press F4, which locks both this column and the row. Press F4 again, and then we get E$3. If the dollar is in front of the row number, it will lock the row. And if we press F4 again, and it's $E3, now it should lock the column. Let's look at what happens. Select F3 again. Let's drag it one down. Yes, it works. Let's drag it to the right. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, but no, it's just exactly that. Oh, it goes down to 4. That's awesome. But it is locking cell F1, and we need it to move over. So let's fix this. Okay. Now in our cell, I can either move to my mouse within the cell, or I can press F2, and that should highlight everything for me. So if I now click on that, what do we need to lock now? Do we need to lock the column or do we need to lock the row? So I think we need to lock the row. So let's go, there we go, F$1 locks the row. Let's see if it moves down. Yes, it still works. Let's log it to the right, and great, it works as well. So I'm sure you can, you've seen this example. In our first example, we can have a lock fixed, it will not move. In our second example, we have a combination where we're locking the column and we're locking the row, thereby calculating our formulas. Now, what you need to do is to practice, because relative and fixed referencing forms an integral part in effectively using Microsoft Excel. Now, take this exercise and complete the rest of the cells until you are comfortable with this. The more you practice, the better you're going to get, because ultimately using relative and fixed referencing in Excel is a cornerstone in Excel.